explain the Orthoptera order, which is include like grasshopper, and this one is katydids, and it's going to include katydids and also crickets. So I will give a simple introductions and how to identify them. So Orthoptera are small or large insects, and there are two types of Orthoptera, which is Ensiferra suborder and Helifera suborder. Ensiferra suborder have longer antennas, while the Helifera Orthoptera have more shorter antenna, and both antennas are filiform. Also, we can identify them by their long legs that are modified for jumping, which is called sartorial legs. And these legs normally are filled with bulky and strong muscles, so they can propel themselves forward very long distance quickly. And next, they have biting and chewing mouth parts called mandibles. Also, you can find two pairs of wings folded, as you can see, and over back where the inside wings are leathery and the outside one are membranous. Most of the female have a long ovipositor, which is a tube-like organ used for laying eggs. At the back one.
Generally, we all know the characteristics of the insect, such as the head, thorax, and abdomen. And this time I will talk about the Orthoptera characteristic. First thing first, the compound eye. Most of the Orthoptera has a compound eyes. And secondly, the mouth part of the Orthoptera, most of them is a mandibulate, which is chewing solid food such as leaf for them to survive. And the second thing is legs. They have type of legs which is sartorial legs, by means jumping around for them to jump to another part to catch, therefore to get their own food and to escape from the predator. And next we will talk about the antenna. The antenna may depend on the species, such as the grasshopper has a short antenna, while the crickets and the katydids generally have a long antenna. And lastly is about the wings. They also have a wings which has a forewing and head wings. Their forewings was narrow than the head wings. The head wings type is membranous and held folded like a fan under the forewing when at rest. This is all about the characteristic of Orthoptera. Other facts.
So for my part, I will be talking about how and
what Orthopterans eat. Most Orthopteran eat plants, but there are still few species eat living and dead insects to supplement their diets. Most of all grasshoppers are plant feeders or known as herbivores, but there are few situations which is maybe lack of water or too many amounts of grasshopper in a certain small area. Some grasshopper will begin to eat each other. They, as herbivores, eat all parts and types of plants such as grass, weeds, shrubs, and trees. Some also eat lichen and mosses. Many species of crickets and katydids and other Orthopterans also herbivores. They prefer grass or just leaf. But there are still species that are omnivore which feed both plants and certain insects. Crickets, and maybe cave crickets, they tend to be omnivores. They seem to prefer feeding on leaf insects, and tree crickets will eat aphids. Katydids are primarily leaf eater, but they sometimes eat other plant parts, especially like flower. They also sometimes eat dead insects, egg, or slow-moving insects. There are certain species of Orthopteran species are meat eater, which known as carnivores. Certain species of carnivores of Orthopterans are from Katydids, and they eat the flesh of other insects. Mouth part of Orthopterans are chewing and biting type, which also can known as mandibulates. The head is hypognathous, which means the head is pointed downwards. They have a powerful chewing mouth part, and the mouth part is face downwards. And as we can see, they are from these Katydids. We can see that they have mandibles used to bite and chew the plant tissues, and they have a palps. We can see like very soft part of the mouth part. They is used to grab the food to make sure the food or the plant won't run and will be always on the mouth part.
As you can see here, the katydid is green in color, and according to its environment, and you can see the feature here, and it's green in color and it looks just like it's running here. I just repeated that, so yeah, I hope you know what I'm saying. But look at this feature. That is how katydid live in this harsh world of forest. As you can see here, this is a dragon-headed katydid, a rare species that found in the Borneo base of UPM Gabi. Katydids like this in the order of Orthoptera includes the other like grasshopper and crickets that demonstrate incomplete or parametabolous metamorphosis, that is, they develop from an egg to a nymph, molting several times until they become an adult. They are described as having 2 pairs of wings. Hello, can I talk to Izunu? Are you there? Jawab pula dia. Hello. Okay lah, begini aku tanya. Where do the insects like the grasshopper, the crickets, the order of the Orthoptera, literally, where they do live actually? Iznu tak ada dalam talian. Untuk menjawab pertanyaan anda, tekan 1.
Members of the order Orthoptera inhabit virtually all terrestrial habitats of the world, from rock crevices of the littoral zone of the oceans, subterranean burrows and caves, to the tree tops and peaks of the alpine zones of mountain ranges. Both deserts and grasslands, as well as dense forests, have rich and unique Orthopteran faunas. There are few purely aquatic forms, but many are associated with marshes and other semi-aquatic habitats.
Oh, like that. Okay, understand. Well, thank you for the automated jawaban.
Okay, hey guys. I'm going to be explaining the ecological and I'll be explaining the ecological importance of Orthoptera to the ecosystem. So, of course, let's start with them being consumers of both plants and other animals, because if you look at Orthoptera generally, Orthoptera can have a very mixed diet. They could either be strictly plant eaters, they could be strictly other animal eaters like carnivores, or they could be a mix of both as omnivores. So because they are predators in their own way, and they are also plant eaters. They serve their role as being in the food chain to eat other animals and other plants to maintain their populations. But of course, crickets, katydids, and grasshoppers, they can all be predated on. They can be eaten by other animals as well. So not only do they serve their function to control other animal and plant populations, but they also help fuel other animal populations by acting as a source of food for animals such as birds, snakes, lizards, frogs, and other different types of small mammals that may prey on these little guys. Now, when these animals die, of course, when they die or when they defecate or when they poop, of course, their bodies and their feces can also, well, they will eventually fall to the ground and they will help to enrich the soil and provide more nutrients for plants. So yeah, that's their ecological importance to the ecosystem.